Hi, this is Toya. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not subscribed already, please do so. But I just had a baby boy almost 3 weeks ago, so I just thought that I would make a video sharing with you all some of the things that I use every day so far, and maybe it'll help some people out. Now, this is not a complete list, and of course it's probably going to be an ever-changing list because he's only 3 weeks old, or almost 3 weeks old, so I'm sure some things are going to change as he gets older. But let's get into the video. So one of the things that we like to have are these onesies, and I like the zip up onesies in particular because when you're doing a diaper change at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, these are much more convenient than those button ups, because you know when you're dead tired you don't want to be buttoning 1,000 buttons at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So these are really handy, and they have the feet in them already, so it keeps him a nice temperature, not too hot, not too cold. So I make sure to have these on hand. Another thing that I like to have on hand is this sleep sack right here, and it's like a swaddle me sleep sack. So when I put this on him, he usually only has on a onesie because I don't want him to get too overheated. But this is good because it swaddles really tightly, and that's helpful, and he still likes being swaddled, but it's helpful because when he is not swaddled, he tends to move his arms and legs and startles himself awake. So when he's swaddled, he sleeps much better. My daughter, she did not like to be swaddled at all. She would always break free or cry in her swaddle, but right now he still doesn't mind, so that's really handy. And then that brings me to this blanket right here. And as you can see, it's a big blanket. It's made out of muslin, and it's very breathable. So this is good for swaddling too. I'm not a good swaddler, so whenever I use this, he stays swaddled for a little while, but some way through the night his arms and stuff tend to break free. So I don't use this to swaddle as much, but it's still very handy. I always have this with me when we go out because I will cover him up in his car seat when we're in the car in this, because we'll have the air running. Or if you're out in public and you nurse, this is a really good double as a nursing cover up because it's large and lightweight and breathable. So this doubles as that, so you only have to carry one thing versus a blanket and a nursing cover. A burp cloth, I like to keep one of these close by because he will spit up every now and then. So this is just handy to have to clean up spit up or whatever. Another thing that I always use every day pretty much is diaper rash ointment. I either use the A&D, which is almost gone because I use that for my daughter as well, but she's 2 now and she very rarely gets very rarely gets diaper rashes. But I have been using this a lot, and also I think this is really good too. My friend sent this to me. I had never used this before, but I really like it. So I use both of these, not together, but either one or the other. So I like both of them. So he's breastfed, and that means he digests his milk more quickly. It like just runs right through him. So it seems like he always has a poopy diaper, so these come in handy. So if you are a breastfeeding mom, these next few things pertain to breastfeeding that I find really helpful for me if you're going to breastfeed. And at some point I'm going back to work, so I'm going to have to pump and store the milk. Or even if you're not working, and I think it's helpful to pump, because when you breastfeed, only you can do that, obviously. But if you pump every now and then, someone else can help you, your husband or whoever can help you feed the baby as well if you pump and put it in a bottle. So for me, a must-have, ooh, good save. So for me, a must-have is my breast pump, and this is the Spectra 1 breast pump, and it's different than the 2. I hope I have this right. So it's different than the 2 because it comes with a charger, I think. This is a must-have. Like, I couldn't have lived without this when I was pumping for my daughter. So and like I said, I will be going back to work at some point, so I'm going to have to pump and store his milk. Which leads me to the next thing, are my storage bags. And these right here are Lancino, and this is just what I used the first time with my daughter, so I'm going to use them again. They worked fine and I didn't have any problems with it. But if you're going to breastfeed, then you're going to need a way to store your milk. So I really like these. Also, probably if you're breastfeeding, because if your milk dries up, this shouldn't be a problem. But breast pads as well, because you will leak for a while. So this helps you stay dry. So I always keep in a breast pad because, you know, right now I'm still leaking. And right now he doesn't take a bottle, but I'm pretty sure when I do go back to work, I will be using these Dr. Brown bottles, and I use these with my daughter. So I kept the bottle, but I just replaced the nipple on them. But they worked fine for her, so hopefully they'll work fine for him. And she really didn't take a bottle at home. She only took one at daycare, because I rarely, if we were together, then I didn't really have a need for a bottle. But they worked really well for her. She liked them, so I'm going to use the same bottles with him. As far as a pacifier, I haven't started using a pacifier with him. I never used a pacifier with my daughter. She didn't take one. So I don't know if I will introduce him to a pacifier. So right now he doesn't use a pacifier. Thing that I have been using, honestly, I think they do help some, gives him some release, but he has a problem with gas. I think he tends to swallow air when he's eating, and then he's uncomfortable. So I will give him some gas drops. But I have heard about some probiotics that are supposed to be maybe better than the gas drops, and it just helps their whole gut. So I'm thinking I'm going to start trying the probiotics. Am I saying that right? Probiotics? So I'm going to try that, but right now I just use gas drops to give him a little bit of relief, because you can tell when he has gas, he kind of strains a little bit and cries. And I try to watch what I'm eating so that I can cut back on his gassiness. So I have had to cut out things like onions and cabbage and stuff like that. So if it's stuff that I know irritates his stomach, then I just don't eat. Speaking of pumping, a hands-free pumping bra for me was a must, because you just put on the bra, you put the pump in there, and then you can sit and look on your phone or type, or I mean, you could probably drive. I don't know if I would suggest that, but you could probably pump and drive, or whatever. But anyway, hands-free. So this really comes in handy. So if you're going to breastfeed, if you're going back to work and you're going to be like a for real pumper, then this is a good bra to have. And another bra is the nursing bra. I have quite a few of these, and they're really very handy too. They're really very handy too. And you just snap it down or snap it up. They're really comfortable. These particular ones don't have an underwire in it, but they're really comfortable. So if you're going to breastfeed, I would make sure that I have a few nursing bras on hand. So this boppy pillow, some people like it, some don't. When I had my daughter, I didn't quite like it as well. I don't know if I just didn't know how to use it. But for him, I am liking it. So what I do is I just put it around my waist. And the reason it comes in handy, you probably can't see it. So the reason it comes in handy is because when I breastfeed and I'm holding him like this, it puts strain on my wrist. And you know, then my wrist is a little bit sore. So when I use this, it helps take all the pressure off of my wrist because his weight is laying on the pillow, and it keeps him at the right height for correct breastfeeding position. So I actually really like it this time around. And also, even if you don't use it for breastfeeding, it is good to help them sit up or do tummy time or whatever. So you can get some other uses out of this boppy pillow. A monitor. We have to have a monitor. This is a video monitor so that we can hear and look at them when we're not in the room. I highly recommend a monitor. Although, I mean, it works for us. I don't know if it works for everybody. Some people might not like monitors because I think they say maybe someone can hack your monitor or something and listen in. I don't know, but we use a monitor and it helps me keep an eye on him when I can't be in the room with him. So I really like having a monitor. Another thing that I use pretty much all the time right now is this lanolin nipple cream, yeah, by Lancino. And I really like this. I breastfed my daughter up until she was 2. I stopped a month before she turned 2, and which was just a few months ago. So you would think I would be a pro at breastfeeding, but since I started breastfeeding him, it's been a little bit sore. They've been a little bit sore, so this really helps. And like I said, you would think I would be really good at breastfeeding since I breastfed her so long, and it wasn't that long ago that we stopped. But it's really different breastfeeding a toddler versus a newborn. So it's like she had become a pro at it. We didn't have any problems, but now that I'm nursing a newborn, we're having to get back adjusted and everything. So it is still a bit of a learning curve there, but we're getting the hang of it. He's nursing really well. When he was born, he was 5 pounds and 9 ounces. And of course, he lost weight like all babies do. So when he came home, he was under 5 pounds. But we went to the doctor today, and he's gained all of his weight back, and he's 6 pounds and 4 ounces now. So the nursing is going really well. He has plenty of wet diapers and soiled diapers, so that's how I know that he's getting enough milk and everything. So we don't have any problems nursing. But as far as diapers, we use Pampers just because that's what I use with my daughter. As far as wipes, we use the Huggies sensitive wipes, and that's just what I've always used. I use that with my daughter, and right now it's working well for him. As far as a stroller, we have the Britex travel what do you call it? The Britex travel stroller, travel kit. Anyway, it comes with the stroller and the infant carrier, and I like that versus just getting a rear facing car seat, because with the rear facing car seat that they grow with or whatever, you can't take that car seat out. So the carrier you can just take out of the base of the car seat, click it onto his stroller and go. Or it's really helpful if you go in a restaurant, he can sit in his car seat and be fine in that, versus, like I said, the rear facing car seat you can't take in and out. So if you're someone that likes to carry your child in like the little carrier on front of you, then the rear facing car seat might be okay for you. I'm not someone that likes to carry my baby, although we do have the little carrier. I don't like to do that. So the car seat carrier, infant carrier, works really well for me. Although that's the one we use with my daughter. Like I said, she's 2 and she still needs to be contained. So we're going to have to upgrade to a double stroller so that they both can ride in the stroller. So I'm just looking for a good double stroller right now. And I want one that adapts with his infant carrier. So I might have to just end up getting a Britex double stroller. I'm not sure. And oh, one other thing that I love having, and he's using it right now, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. It's called a rock and play, and he loves this thing. Like in his bassinet, he sleeps okay, but in this rock and play, he will sleep for hours before he wakes up and it's time to eat again. And I think it's the shape of it, like it makes him feel closed in, so he really likes it, and it vibrates. And then also it rocks back and forth too. So he's happy in there, so I love that. So that brings us to the end of all the newborn essentials that I'm loving right now. Like I said at the beginning, I'm sure some things will change. We'll stop doing some things and we'll incorporate new things as he gets older. But I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.